Hi, y'all. Welcome to the Fearless Female Entrepreneur Podcast. I'm Katerina Kormas, certified mindset and confidence coach and believer that everything you dream of creating in your life is possible for you. This podcast is so much more than about being an entrepreneur. It's about being the woman who unapologetically and fearlessly goes out after what she desires. This is where you shift your mindset, your beliefs, and your perspectives and ignite your confidence so you can transform your life and business. This podcast is all about living life your own way, deeply connecting to your own intuition and leading yourself to success. This is where you become an energetic match for all that you desire in your life and business. Your wildest dreams and fulfilling life are waiting for you, and I'm so grateful to be able to guide you along the way. I'm so glad you're here. Grab your favorite hot beverage, your headphones, and a journal, and let's jump in. Hello, lovelies. Welcome back to the Fearless Female Entrepreneur Podcast. It's been a bit. Honestly, this past spring was a bit of a plot twist. Chocolate, my pupper, my little puppy dog, was diagnosed with lung cancer. So talk about some shell shock. It was a learning curve. We started him on Chinese medicines and all these herbs and supplements, and he gets acupuncture and electroacupuncture every other week. He has this long list of medicines and supplements he takes each day. It's so many that I had to actually create a chart just to keep track of what pills he takes and how many and at what times. And then we adjust them every few weeks and add more and then all of that stuff. So it's definitely kept me on my toes. I didn't expect to take a break from the podcast, but I needed to. I needed things to stop moving for a bit. I had to move a few things off my plate to have room to think and adjust and process and all the emotions. And while life is still happening, on top of all that, I enrolled in my second coaching certification program. I had become certified 7 years ago. I was ready to advance my skills, get deeper into the coaching practice and the processes, just so I can offer more to my clients and really help my clients get really deep transformations and results. And so I've been working on that, and it's been a lot of work. It's like going back to school for the first time after so long. But it's very rewarding. I'm loving it so much. I feel like I press this reset button along the way. And it feels good. So with that said, I kind of took a beat on the podcast to regroup, and honestly, I'm so glad that I did. One of my challenges, and I am honest about this is a vulnerable moment. I struggle with consistency. I started this podcast back in like 2018 or 2019, I believe, somewhere around there. And I haven't been consistent. I haven't been consistent past like 10 episodes before I take a break. And it isn't because I don't love the podcast. I do. I love showing up here. I love sharing. I love this space. It was more because I was trying to be in so many places at once. Uh, Instagram, Facebook group, email list, all the things. Plus the time commitment it's a lot. The recording of it, the editing of it, the pulling out the descriptions and writing a newsletter about it and getting it up on the website and promoting the episodes and creating all the graphics. Like, it's a lot of work. So can never really quite find my footing with my schedule in order to really produce my podcast over and over and over again consistently every week. And the other thing is, and I'm a mindset coach, so I'm going to be honest here, is I had a lot of mindset stuff that would come up. And this is what happens when you really start to put yourself out there more and more and more. You build your confidence, but your mindset always is kind of going to the next level and bringing up new things. So I started to have more and more of like, is this good enough? Is this of value? Is anybody listening out there? All of that. And so that was just a lot. So it was hard for me to be consistent, but now I'm back. I have really worked the past 4 or 5 months on on really what I want for my business and really what I want for my how I communicate and share knowledge and insights with people and what feels good for me. I had to unlayer some of those like shoulds, like I should be showing up here, and everybody says this is where you need to be, and this is where you need to be, and finally finding my voice and being like, okay, this is how I want it to be. This is what works for me in this season of my life. If you follow me on my Facebook group or Instagram, I talked about a few months ago actually making this a live podcast because I love going live on video, but that just didn't work for my schedule as much as I love to do it. And I really intended to do it for my schedule right now and with chocolate schedule and all of that. I couldn't do it live. So I said, you know what? I'm just going to commit to this podcast. I'm going to shift my mindset around it being easy. I invested in a AI tool that will help me pull out the show notes and the transcription very easily. And I'm back at it. I'm committed. I've already mapped out about 20 episodes from now until the end of the year, so I'm really excited about that. Working on getting those scripts done and recorded as much as possible so that I have it scheduled out ahead of time. And trying to walk the walk of what I teach my clients and help my clients with. I help my clients with their consistency. I help my clients, with the compounded actions and showing up and working through that stuff. So I'm really trying to walk the walk over here. So yeah, on a upcoming episode, I'll really go into some of the mindset blocks that come up for me or have come up for me around my content and being consistent. So I'll do a whole podcast episode on that. But let's get to today because I love today's conversation. And the reason why I love today's conversation is because I think this is a perspective shift we all need, especially as entrepreneurs, especially those starting businesses or have started a business. It's a new way to think about our gifts and our talents and our knowledge and what we're bringing to other people. So today, we're going to go deep with our conversation. I'm trying to find this like good mixture of light and deep topics so that we can get a little breather in between the deeper stuff, right? So have some deep conversations and then some lighter conversations as well. And life's not really meant to be serious all the time and introspective, right? We should really have some light moments in there. It's supposed to be that beautiful balance between like growth and evolution and living. But today's topic, I think, is so important to have if you want to love your life, if you want to love your business, if you want to feel purposeful and make an impact in the world, then this topic today is really going to help you anchor into that amongst all those other ways we're taught to think about things like pricing and our products and our services as we become an entrepreneur and bring it to the world. So today's topic has been like one of those really long roads for myself to embrace and understand. And it took a lot of rewiring. And where I'm going to take you today is away from the way you probably traditionally see things and kind of zoom all the way out. So you're looking at it from the universe's perspective. And when we can look at things from the universe's perspective, from that really big vantage point, it kind of brings home what's really important and what's really happening. But this whole topic we're going to talk about today changed how I perceived my gifts and my talents and, the things I offer in my business, my worth and my value in this entire world, not just in my business, not just amongst my friends and family, but in the world. So we're going to talk about the value of our gifts, talents, and experiences, all from a completely different perspective. So basically today we're going to talk about the basis of humanity on a bunch of unique individuals coming together like one big tapestry, interwoven and functioning by sharing who we are and our knowledge and gifts. That's basically how humanity works, is we're all working together. It is all teamwork. And so we're going to talk about our gifts and our talents from that perspective and how that applies to us creating wildly successful businesses that are fulfilling and that impact others. And I know that if you're watching, you're listening right now, I know that's what you want, right? You got into your business to share your gifts, to take your passion and bring it to the world. So, first, let's admit that most of us live in a capitalistic society, right? Capitalism. And money seems to be the measure of everything. And I want to say this, that money and value and worth are not the same. So, let's get that straight. Yes, other capitalists and entrepreneurs may disagree, but for the sake of our sanity and our hearts in this conversation, they are not the same thing. They are not measured the same. They do not represent the same thing. And you're going to see why in a few minutes. So, back to capitalism. And I'm not anti capitalism. I just think that sometimes the concepts in a capitalistic society limit us, um, uh, kind of disconnect us from our heart and soul a little bit. And so if you think of capitalism, which is, in the economy, you're thinking like it puts a price tag on everything. Everything we are passionate about, we question if we should turn it into a profit. Then if we decide to turn it into a business, our gifts and talents become a product. And the value we place on it is based on what we think people will pay for it. So a lot of times in our businesses, we take our gifts or talents, we wrap it up in a bow and call it an offer. And then we're thinking, well, the value for it is how much somebody will pay for it. And then when people pay for it, we think we need to like raise the price because, supply and demand and because we can. And so our products and services, i.e., our talents and knowledge are valued based on someone buying what we have. And so we're really taking the value and the gift from our knowledge and our experiences and the talents we were born with and all of that. And we're making its worth dependent on whether somebody's going to buy it or not. And so many of my clients come to me with these mindset issues around pricing their products and services in their business. And they're worried about the worth of their knowledge. And they're so concerned about if people will pay for their services or if it's comparable to what other people are charging, or they hear people say, you need to charge your worth. And then they wind up down this huge rabbit hole of mindset craziness all around whether or not they are deserving or what their self-worth is, because all of a sudden their self-worth is tied to what their gifts are worth based off of if somebody will buy it. And it's just the craziest thing to me because we're equating our self-worth with how much people will pay for something or whether they'll buy our products and services, which are basically our talents and our gifts and our passions, and which is basically our heart and soul. And so we're basically saying, well, our heart and soul is dependent on what other people will pay for it. And doesn't that sound like, when you put it that way, it doesn't sound like, what? Like that doesn't even like make sense. And that kind of gives us this distorted reality and where we're always like, well, this is my passion and I want to do this, but I have to worry about the money coming in and people paying for it. And all of a sudden our definition of success or our definition of us being worthy or deserving is based off of whether our business is successful or not, or whether people are buying from us and putting down their credit card for us. And that's not fair. Honestly, it's not fair to our heart and soul. It's not fair to the gifts that we were given to think about it that way and to connect it that way and attach those two things together. And, thinking about like equating our self-worth with whether people will pay for something or not, like, I just think, like, I would, like, be using the face slap emoji right now. Like, I love the face slap emoji. It is my favorite. If you follow me, I use it all the time. But it's like, what? It's absurd. It's absurd to find our worth in what someone else will pay for our passions and our gifts and our talents. So here's what I want you to remember. The price has nothing to do with the value of what you bring to this world. What you bring to the world is already invaluable. It was gifted to you at creation. When you were created, you were given these gifts. Your gifts and talents and what you are quote unquote selling in your business has so much more value and impact than you imagine. And that's what we're going to dive into today. Seeing value differently, seeing ourselves as soul driven entrepreneurs differently. So let's strip it all back and make this just an easier, find an easier way to approach it. And let's start with the magic that is our own unique skills and talents. So, if you think about it, the universe didn't create all people knowing all things. Think about the 8 billion people in the world. I don't know how many billion people in the world there are, but I'm saying 8 billion. They don't all have the same talents. They don't all have the same gifts. They don't all have the same perspectives. The universe didn't create us all equally. We don't all have the same life journeys. We're not learning the same lessons. We don't have the same thing to share with other people. We don't have the same sense of humor. Our all of our brains work completely differently. All of our journeys are completely different. And it's why you can't compare yourself to others, even if someone has similar offers in their business or similar approaches or similar perspectives. There is something so unique about your experiences, your discoveries, how you perceive your gifts, your interpretations, your intentions, who you want to impact, how you want to share it, how you want to articulate it, your own experience with it. It's like having your own unique stamp that you're putting on everything in the world. And it's all that combined into one. So here is where um, we all are walking around with gifts and knowledge that others may not have at that moment. And as we go through life, we may need certain knowledge and certain resources that we weren't gifted with. That is when we rely on others to share their wisdom and their talents. It fulfills a purpose in that moment so that we can grow and expand and experience life the way we want to experience it. So think about something recently that you needed and you bought. Maybe you hired somebody. Like, I'll give you an example. Recently, I hired a handyman. I cannot clean my dryer vent. I don't want my house to go on fire. And so for me to find somebody that can do that, even if you think that's such a small task, it's giving me peace of mind because ever since my dryer stopped working because it said my vent was clogged, my brain went to, I don't want to turn the dryer on because I don't want a fire. And that would make me worry about me and worry about my dog and worry about my belongings and, like, all of rebuilding and all of that stuff, right? I don't have that gift. I want to find somebody that has it. That person, when you hear his story, he worked at this place, they did this type of thing, he went on his own, he created his own thing, he's fulfilled now, he's helping all these people in the neighborhood that don't do those things. In that moment, I needed to find him and I needed him to help me. And that goes for everything that you buy, everything that you need. And it's just this beautiful tapestry of interwoven threads of people helping people. We basically, okay, don't laugh at me. This is so corny, but like we basically, to quote Jerry Maguire, we complete each other. We're all these like walking puzzle pieces giving each other what we need in that moment. And you may be thinking, okay, right, I get it. So somebody else has something. And so what you're saying is the value of their gifts and talents is in someone needing their gifts and talents. You might be asking me that, right? No. Actually, your gifts and your knowledge and your talents and the experiences you've had in your life are valuable because they were gifted to you by the universe to share with others. The value is in the fact that it was gifted to you. The value is that this is unique to you. That's the value. That's the invaluable part. It is how it is connected to your soul and your heart. It is a piece of you. The value is in the fact that no one else has your unique mixture of talents, experiences, perspectives, approaches. That's the value. That's what makes it priceless. And the thing is, like, you think of that handyman, sure, right? Like, there's probably tons of handyman in the neighborhood. Do I trust them all? No. Did we have things in common? Like, he worked for the company that I had hired and paid a membership to maintain my house. And then I met him and, like, he gets it. He gets what I need. He has an approach to him. I trust that for him to be in the house, that kind of thing, like all those things, right? It's the same with whatever you provide in this world. You do it in a way that connects to somebody else. Not because of what you offer, not because of the specific skill, but the whole package. The whole package. So the value is in the big picture of what those gifts mean. So if you think about why people buy, they buy for more joy, to solve a problem, so that they feel better. And when their energy shifts, when that energy shifts for someone, then the universal energy shifts. And I know I just kind of went to that woo woo higher, like be higher place, right? Like I told you this was going to be a deep conversation and I was pulling you out, to the universal perspective. But remember, energy is energy. We are all energy and our energy impacts others. And it's like a domino effect. So no matter what your gifts and talents is, no matter how you package it into your business, you are ultimately impacting somebody. They're getting something that solved a problem that made that something feel better for them, right? If you're an esthetician and somebody comes to you and you give them a facial, you're building their confidence, you're making them feel pretty. They're leaving there happier and more joyful and more confident to go out and do the thing they're meant to do and show up in the world and share their gifts. And so it's a domino effect. So the value is so much greater than a price tag on it. It's it's how it's going to impact the world. So the value isn't even in how others it isn't in how your gifts and abilities are perceived by others or how much people will pay for your talents. The value is in how they expand the universe and the energy of the universe by sharing them and creating that domino effect. And their value is in how they impact and expand the lives of others and giving them those feelings and allowing them to go out and be happier and more joyful. And the value is in the fact that you have this unique my coach Paula Jones calls it the secret sauce. It's your unique secret sauce, right? If you ever like make a secret sauce and has secret ingredients in it, like your whole concoction, you and your offers and your talents and your knowledge and your experience are the secret sauce. It's all the experiences and the stories and the what you've learned along the way, plus your talents and your gifts and what the universe gave you. It's all that mixture. And that mixture is meant for a certain group of people. Your gifts and talents are molded for that specific group of people for a specific time in their lives. It's not meant for 8 billion people. It's not meant for 8 billion people at any time given time. It's you're specifically meant for a specific time in somebody's life when they need what you have. So our job, in my opinion, our job is to honor our passions, our talents, our experiences, our inventions, and our creativity to expand on them and share them when we get that nudge, right? That nudge to start a business, that nudge to offer a program or service, a nudge to invent something or create something. It's to do with them what feels good, what feels right for us, to allow others to experience them, for us to believe in our own gifts and our talents and our passions, to trust we were given them for a reason. And that may or may not be or have anything to do with starting a business. You do not need to turn your talents into a business. You might turn them into a business and decide, hey, I like to do this on my own. It doesn't, but everything we're gifted, that talent is meant to do it with what feels good and not be afraid to share it. One of my favorite books to read, and I try to read it once a year. It's called Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert. Have you read it? So in the book, she talks about inspiration and how the universe is always trying to send us inspiration. We are the vehicles for the universe to communicate. So we get the inspiration, we get the aha ideas, and we get to choose whether we take that inspiration and share it with the world and do something with it, or we don't. But because the universe wants these ideas and creativity out into the world, If you don't do anything with it, it'll just be somebody else that does. And it may be hundreds of people that do. It needs to get out into the world, and things need to get out into the world not just in one way, right? It needs to be wrapped up in all different kinds of packages because one specific way isn't going to resonate with every single person. Because every single person has a different makeup, a different complex makeup of stories and limiting beliefs and fears and needs and where they are in their life and what's important to them. And that's why you can see people like doing the same thing, but have totally different audiences. We get to bring it to the world, and we don't have to bring it to the world. But when you see that, oh, other people are doing that, I wish I could do that, you can do it. And you're going to do it completely differently than them. And there's not going to be difference in the value because the value is in the fact that it was already gifted to you. So when the universe chooses you to carry the knowledge and the talents into the world, it's a gift. Like, duh, that's why we call them gifts, right? Those special talents that we have, we call them our gifts because they were gifted to us. They were special to us. And you were gifted with what you were good at. And that gift is meant to help others. It could be you're gifted at listening or coaching or copywriting or graphic design or yoga or healing or building systems or analyzing data or speaking to animals, plant therapy, massage therapy, skincare, house cleaning, whatever your gift and talent is, right? My gift is coaching and deep mindset work. It's in hearing the fears and the doubts that you aren't saying. It's in picking up the stories you're telling yourself and where they came from and on your life journey and helping you rewire your brain to choose different beliefs that will support you to move forward. It's in intuitively knowing how your thought patterns are keeping you from experiencing what you desire in your life and business. And that's my superpower. That's my secret sauce. And it's an understanding how we manifest things into the world, how the universe works. And I can see the bridge that clients can't see, right? From where they are now to where they desire to be and help them become a match for that. That's my secret sauce. And my job is to bring those, my business, I package that I learned through 13 years of mindset work. I packaged it together to help as many people as possible in my business so that they can step forward and take those big leaps forward in their lives, their businesses, and have the joy and fulfillment that they desire. That job was a nudge to create this business. They aren't valued based on my gifts aren't valued based on somebody signing up to work with me because I could share all those talents for free, right? This podcast is free. I'm sharing this knowledge for free and they still can have an impact in the world. Somebody can listen to this and have needed that to totally explode in their business. And the universe gave me this ample opportunity over the 13 years to study the mindset work, utilize my gifts, and and use what I learned in my own life to shift and change and grow in my own evolution and to hone those skills so I'm prepared to help others, business or no business. I could do this without a business. I could do this for free. It doesn't matter. The value of my gifts doesn't change. So the same thing goes for your unique combination of talents, knowledge, and experiences. So here's where we play with the concept of value. So the people that meet you and experience you then determine the value of what you offer based on what they need. It's not about the price. It's about their readiness for it, their desire for it. And if it's the right combination of timing and current need that will get them to press the buy button. The number doesn't matter because the value isn't represented in the price, it's in you sharing what you know. It's why in business you can't be like calculating and you can't convince people to buy. because everyone is coming to the table with their own perspective on what is best for them, combined with all the limiting beliefs and the stories they're carrying with them, or what they're capable of or not capable of, what they're ready for, what they're not ready for. So the price is just like one of many measurements somebody takes to determine if they value the transformation that much in that moment. Doesn't mean they're not going to value it in another moment. It's in that moment where they're looking at it and they're making a decision. So some people will see a price and think, yes, I can see how this can help, but I'm really not ready to commit at that level. I'm not ready yet. I still have doubts and fears. Uh, I need to, I'm not ready. Other people might see a low price and have so much value in what they desire to shift and experience in their own life that they see the low price and they think, well, I want to get more out of the solution. I want something that will stretch and grow me. And that's that last measurement of I'm not going to buy because they saw the value as too low for what, or the price is too low for what they wanted to experience. Some will see a higher price and think, I need what she has. I'm willing to invest as a way of committing to the transformation I desire, right? People are always going to come to you first with what the transformation is. Like, what are the gifts? What are the talents? What are they going to feel afterwards? And then the price is that last thing they're looking at, not as in, can I afford it or not? They might use that as an excuse. It's really about how much of this am I committed to my own transformation. So it all starts for everyone, not with the price, but with the transformative value for them. They need to see the value of your gift the way you'd want them to see the value of your gift. You don't want to, and I've had this where people invested in my programs that were not committed, and it was so blatantly obvious that they didn't see the value of how I could help them in their life. A lot of them just weren't ready for that next step, that deep and transformative work, because they weren't ready to release. So basically people are looking and saying, looking at the price and saying, is it the piece of the puzzle they need right now to get to what they desire to have, to create what they're desiring to experience? And they look at that price as just one of those measurements. And in all cases, it doesn't matter the number. It matters that you value your own gifts and talents and experiences and believe in them enough to share them with others and keep showing up and sharing in it. Marketing is just sharing. And the more you can share and articulate your knowledge and your talents, the more chance you give others the opportunity to experience that value and bring it into their own lives. The more you show up, the more people see it, the more people can assess if this is what they need right now, if this is the transformation they're desiring. So when it comes to marketing, your best content, your creations that you're putting out there, the way you're communicating out there, isn't going to be when you force yourself to say something or how many people like or comment on it. It's not about the actual program or service or product. Your best content is going to be in what feels right and good for you to share, where you feel confident, where you totally believe in your talents and your gifts. It's going to be in the inspired information, right? With the universe inspiring, hey, share this. Hey, share this. It's not going to be in the curated posts and blogs and podcasts to get clients and have an outcome. It's not about convincing or measuring your worth based on how people react, if they comment, if they engage, if they sign up for your masterclass, if they join your free boot camp. That's not going to be how you show up the greatest. It's going to be in sharing the value that the universe gifted you, the inspiration that comes to you, what feels right for you and flows out in a way that lights you up. And this is why it's so important in your business when you're thinking of a marketing strategy. I hate the word marketing, but when you think of marketing, You want to show up, right? If you are great at writing, you love writing and you can share so much through writing, then choose the ways to show up through writing. Instagram posts, blogs. If you're great on video and you just want to talk it out and share that way, great, get on video. That's where you're going to have the most inspiration for it to flow. So, here's the thing to remember. Our society is built around capitalism. It just is. And capitalism wants you to believe that the power is out of your hands and in the hands of the consumer. It wants you to measure your passions and your gifts by what's consumed instead of what's created and impacted. But the value is actually in the creation. It's in its value is how it helps others, how it serves others. That's the value. The price tag is just a price tag to allow the buyer to decide the level of value it meets in their life at the moment. And for you, the price tag is just a feeling of abundance. It's like a gift from the universe for doing its job of sharing solutions and inspiration with others, for being someone else's puzzle piece. The universe is always going to reward you. So when you can realize that what you carry is very different from what others bring to the table, when you can realize that there is a place in the whole world for what you bring to the table, when you can see your own gifts and talents and knowledge and experiences as knowledgeable because they are gifted to only you, then you will feel a next level of freedom to show up and share from a place of inspiration and passion instead of a place of outcomes, instead of a place of monetary reward. If you put the value you provide on the price tag and someone paying you that amount, you miss out on how you impact others just by showing up and sharing free content. You never know what one piece of knowledge you share may expand somebody's world. You never know that one Instagram post that will completely change their world just because you said it. It's priceless. You can't put a price on aha moments that allow others to grow and evolve. The universe doesn't understand money. The money was created by us, right? Universe didn't create money. It understands energy and emotion and abundance. It doesn't limit itself to just providing to you for you through your business or someone buying for you from you. That's our limitation. That's us dictating where the money needs to come from. The universe can provide for you from anywhere. The magic of this is that the universe will always reward you when you share your puzzle piece with others, when you expand the happiness and joy of others, when you help others expand and step into the feelings they want to experience, even in just a small moment, the universe gives more of that to you. So allow the reward to come from not just the amount your business brings in, or not just the amount of the program that you boxed your talents into, but in other opportunities and experiences that expand your life. And it's this beautiful cycle of sharing and expanding and receiving from one person to another in all different ways. So today, spend some time journaling about your gifts, your experience, your knowledge. Lean into their value as just being a gift to you for being part of your creation. Don't judge, don't assess, just be in the moment. Be Give value to your own gifts. And I think by when you can do that, that's when you will expand your belief in yourself and your qualifications. Because a lot of times when we don't feel qualified, we feel like an imposter, it's because we're waiting for somebody else to tell us we're qualified. And usually we're waiting for them to do it by like a comment, a like, or buying from us. But the value is already there. Your qualifications are already there in spite of whether somebody buys or not. And when you can really practice the art of really believing in your dreams, really believing in your passions, really believing in the gifts, really believing in your life journey and all the experiences that you had along the way, when you can lean into that and realize, oh my gosh, this is so much to help somebody that doesn't have these same things, that's when you start to feel qualified. That's when you start to feel your own value and your own place in this world and anchor that in. So here are three journal prompts for you for today. One, write out the story of how you came by all your talents and knowledge. What comes natural to you? How did you learn this knowledge, these talents? What experiences did you have? How did your own talents and experiences impact your life? Two, how does what you offer help others? What did they want to feel? What don't they know or know how to do? And how do you help them? And three, how can you see the value in you embodying these gifts? How were you set up to share your knowledge with others? How can you share one piece of knowledge with others today? So I hope this has anchored in a new appreciation for what you are creating in your business. The sheer impact of what is a part of you and how it impacts others. That is power right there. That is so much value. And I also hope you see how the numbers on paper don't give your gifts and knowledge value. The sharing of it with others and being that missing piece for others is the value that you're giving. Okay. I hope this was helpful. Lovelies, thank you so much for sharing your magic with the world. Thank you for believing that you can make a difference, that you can bring joy to others and to yourself, what is ultimately uniquely yours. So I will see you all next week for another episode of the Fearless Female Entrepreneur Podcast. And I hope you all have a lovely week. Bye. Hi, lovely. Thank you so much for listening to the Fearless Female Entrepreneur Podcast. You might have been listening along and thinking, I'm ready. I'm ready to become the woman who has all she desires. I'm ready to finally live my dream life and business. Well, listen in. If you're tired of sitting on the sidelines watching everyone else succeed, wondering when you'll make your dreams happen, if you want to step into unwavering confidence and show up in your life and business with a renewed energy and unstoppable mindset, if you want to stop second guessing or letting doubts and fears stop you, if you are ready to feel purposeful and fulfilled and abundant and joyful in all areas of your life, then Breakthrough is perfect for you. Breakthrough is my signature coaching program, and we work together one-on-one to guide you to release the shoulds and finally call the shots in your life and business. This is where you make powerful, transformative shifts in your mindset, beliefs, perspectives, and actions so that you're leading yourself to live life and create a business your way. This program is designed to help you find what's holding you back, completely reframe your beliefs so you lead with empowering thoughts, deeply connect to what you desire and who you will be when you get there, and have you leading your thoughts, beliefs, and actions every single day so that they truly align to what you desire to be experiencing in your life. So, if you're interested in learning more, visit www.katarinakormas.com/breakthrough info or send me an email at katarina@truejoyexperience.com and let's jump in.